Hello, hello.
I'm Alex.
And I'm Kat.
And we welcome you to RSTV Episode 2, live from the kitchen table.
Thank you all so much for tuning in for RSTV Episode 1. Truly means the world for us. We had such wonderful feedback, great comments, warmed our hearts. And for those of you who are just tuning in right now, welcome aboard.
So we are 1 week into 2015, and a lot of people celebrate the new year in many different fashions. Some want quieter festivities, some want to ring the new year with tons of gusto, dancing the night away, celebrating with loved ones.
Yep, that's basically what we did. Big fat Greek party.
And now that I feel like I am Greek by association by befriending this one over here, even before knowing you, I've heard this word OPA, and random people, Greeks and non-Greeks alike, would just shout it out, particularly when they're dancing. And
it's funny you should say OPA.
Okay.
Because, so being Greek, and being really Greek, we have what's called like name days. So they celebrate birthdays, but they celebrate name days. So mine happens to fall in November. And my brothers, bought me this book. Okay, read it in street. The OPA Way. So Greek.
You can't get more Greek than that.
So Greek. And I laughed at first and chuckled and then laughed some more. But then I really dove into this book and I fell in love with it because it kind of reiterated what I was brought up to be, my culture, just all of the Greekness that people think of when they think of Greek, but a little bit more. And something that this book talks about is clearly the OPA way, but they trace it back to its etymology. So its beginning, it's where the word comes from. And I actually had no idea where the word comes from. I'm just so used to saying it and dancing and screaming it that I go, where does this word come from?
Okay.
So where it comes from is the muse Calliope. And she was the most beautiful and, elegant woman of all, classical times.
Okay.
Who had a really good voice. Something that I secretly want to be. I want to be a singer, but I can't sing at all. And they would encore her, and they'd say, Ope, 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 because her last letters of her name were OPE. And then that just kind of transformed into the word that we know, Opa.
Okay. I like that little mythology background.
Yes.
But something that struck me was when you explained what the author would use as the acronym for OPA.
Yes, so O stands for others, P is purpose, and A is attitude. So I want to read exactly what they said here. So they said that the OPA just happened to relate to 3 traits that they found most prevalent in the people who felt that they had the greatest meaning in their lives. So it's that they would connect meaningfully with others, that they would engage a deeper sense of purpose, and that they would embrace life with attitude. And so simple, but just so powerful when you read it.
Yeah, I love that.
So powerful.
And something that we were talking about before. So, it's January, we get into self-development, we want to better ourselves, but we kind of found it humorous when we realized that in Homer's classic, The Odyssey, it was kind of like the first self-help book, but in mythical and fictitious way. And what Homer does is he has Odysseus, the main character, set off on an odyssey. And when you go on an odyssey, you're trekking through uncharted waters. You don't know what is going to come, whether it's good or bad or the ugly.
Yeah.
And as we all embark on 2015, our odyssey, our personal odyssey, we're going to have the inevitable positive and negative surprises. And we can't always control what those are, but we can control our perspective.
Right. And it's this idea that, meaning actually is the fuel that drives the human spirit
Absolutely.
At all times, not just the good times. So like you were saying, in those bad and ugly times. So of course it's easy to remain positive in such a celebratory OPA way. But it's,
Can I do that?
Yeah, of course you can. But it's not so easy when shit hits the fan. You know, let's be real. It's not easy.
And a lot of times, even my own friends will ask me, how do you remain so positive even when things aren't going your way? And I gotta say, it's not something that always will come natural. It's something that is a trained skill. Yeah. Because as human beings, sometimes we have a tendency to be more optimist or pessimist. But I'm telling you that a positive mental attitude or having and embracing OPA is a learned skill, and you can get better at it. And one way that we found that you can practically apply OPA is to consistently remain grateful, even in the times when you feel like your life is spinning out of control and a downward spiral. Yeah. So, as we said, even if you can't control those externalities, you can control your perspective on the situation.
And we mentioned last week, not in video, but in our post, 5 feelings that we want to feel in 2015. So that was a little tradition that Alex and I have started, and we hope that you will too. But I think we both, want to add OPA into as a 6th feeling or a sub feeling for 2015, because it kind of does embody what we did want to feel in the beginning. So one of Alex's traits was free. Well, embodying OPA is being free. One of my traits is vivacious. Well, embodying OPA is being vivacious. So it kind of is like our 5 feelings equals OPA.
Exactly. It's an all-encompassing term.
Right.
And on a last note, I also wanted to mention that when you do embrace OPA, it's after those challenging times, when you get out of it, when you feel stronger, you view past circumstances as something that has made you a better person today, or it has taught you an incredible lesson. Right. So I believe that we are living in the present. We learn from the past. We don't live in the past. And the future is yet to come. So today is
your day. Today is your day.
And it's in this moment right now that we can build ourselves and create who we want to be tomorrow.
Yeah, and on that note.
On that note, that's like our transition. OPA. We hope you have an amazing week. We will be back next week with episode 3 of RSTV.
And be sure to check out more of our OPA moments, maybe good and bad, on our Instagram account, Facebook, and our blog, renaissanceswag.com. So we hope you enjoyed, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
Absolutely.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao. Mwah. I need to put ouzo in your coffee. I need like a little pep in the stuff.
No.
Roll, baby. Just roll with the punches.
So let's just
So.
Big Fat Greek Party.